lots of people think that cannabis is just for smoking, but when they hear this song, they'll learn there's more to toking. 25,000 different things we can make from it, and if we give it a chance, we'll save the blinking planet. Food, fuel and medicine, necessities for life, a benefit to all of us, I wonder and delight. Reading this smelly weed, there's more than meets the eye, so much, much more than smoking, it can cleanse our dirty skies. Cannabis, cannabis, we'll save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis, we'll save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed.
It's Hemp Works from Hastings in the UK, and we're on the time for Hemp Global International Cannabis Community Network Radio. That's a mouthful, isn't it? And tonight my guest is Lia. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, correct. Lia.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can do. And we met at Bristol, didn't we? We met at the Bristol Veg Fest. Yeah?
It was amazing weekend.
We're not coming through. Have you got a mic on?
No.
Have you got? Are you sitting near to the mic?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
That's it. That's clear. That's okay. That's fine. Right, lovely. Thank you for coming on. And we met at the wonderful Veg Fest down in Brighton, didn't we?
Bristol Veg Fest.
Oh, sorry, Bristol. Bristol, Brighton, Birmingham. There's so many of them now. That was a lovely weekend. We had a fantastic time now.
It's an amazing weekend.
How was your weekend now?
It was amazing. Met loads of really great people.
Yeah? Yeah, there was, he had a good turnout too, didn't he? I believe he had somewhere in the region of 14,000 went through the door, or through the barrier in 2 days.
It was amazing. I think Bristol really needs it. It seemed a very unhealthy place, so I think it made a huge impact.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I'd done the first one down there with Tim about 10 years ago, and we was actually in the watershed in one room with about 7 of us with paste-up tables. So it's come on a long way in such a short space of time. And of course, we have Tim to thank for that. He's a powerhouse of energy, that boy. When he puts his mind to something, nothing seems to stop him. So, right, well, obviously I know a little bit about you, but the guests don't know anything at all. So would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
I'm a raw food coach and a raw food chef. And 3 years ago, I came into it because I was very ill. I was already vegan, but quite an unhealthy vegan. And the doctors had no idea what was wrong with me. I was having all the symptoms of primary progressive MS. And they were doing brain scans and testing and all sorts of things, and they just had no idea. So they basically kind of left me saying, we don't know what's wrong with you, go away. And I'd already heard about raw food, curing cancer and diabetes, and natural medicine was so amazing. So I started doing my research, started going raw, and basically cured myself within 7 months. And since then I've been wanting to help people on the same journey.
Wow. And did you ever actually find out what was wrong with you?
I knew it was stress related, so my nutrition was really terrible and my stress levels were really high. So I basically burnt out everything out, and I just need to build my nutrition.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole, I've been sort of raw juicing and raw fooding for many years, but I've only ever really paid it lip service. And then when I got really ill, I went completely raw juicing, mainly because I had liver problems. And that was the only food that was really acceptable to my body. And what a difference it made.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to cure yourself?
Really about 9 months, but I was using the cannabis extract as well. But I was really end-stage liver, so I was, there was only to the commercial medical industry PLC. My next stop would have been the Undertakers. Yeah. So, Western medicine-wise, there was no getting back from where I was, but through a combination of raw food, raw juicing, cannabis extract, some yoga, some sunlight, and lots of self-love, I'm sort of pretty good, pretty tickety-boo. Yeah, no complaints. Still work in progress, I think. But I think most of us are already. That's just part and parcel, isn't it? But I'm a million miles better than I was a year ago. That's for sure. Yeah. And most of the people I've ever met that have used raw food for medical benefits have all noticed a vast improvement. As have people as well. Well, you're the raw food expert. You must see plenty of people that come to you with all sorts of nutritional nightmares, I would imagine. And I imagine you get them on the food and show them how it's done, and they see quite an amazing difference quite quickly, don't they?
Very quickly. Even within a few days, people notice a massive difference. I think it's amazing how quickly you can change the way people feel.
Yeah. So again, right, we know what raw food is, or raw juicing is. Would you like to explain that to the rest of the population?
Absolutely. So basically, when you heat food above 42 degrees, technically it's then cooked and it's not raw. And what happens at that temperature is you start destroying the nutrients. So if you're eating a lot of cooked food, you're basically eating food that doesn't have many nutrients in it, and so you're depleting your body of nutrients all the time. Also, 20 years ago, our food had a lot more nutrients in it because of the soil having good things in it, lots of good minerals, pesticides, general over-farming of things. Generally, our food now, is the nutritional content is very much lower. It's about 70% lower, I think the research shows. So if you're eating food already that's nutritionally depleted and then you cook whatever nutrients are left, again, you're basically eating empty calories all the time. It then also takes nutrients and minerals out of your body just to digest it. So your body's completely depleted all the time. If you then couple that with stress at the same time, your body is basically heading towards a real nightmare of being really ill. And so the more raw food you can have, the more enzymes, the more actual nutrients you can get, you're basically healing your body and giving your body what we need, which eventually helps you to go into a healing state and feeling really good.
I'd like to point out as well that most people's perception, I went to my sister's for dinner not so long ago, so she gave me a bowl of raw carrots and thought it was funny. Now, I've since learned, having gone to many shows and seen some of the raw food chefs and raw food people, because you love your food, you know what it is. My God, I have seen some of the most amazing food that tastes absolutely amazing that's raw. And that's not because I'm a raw, I've been to shows as an un-raw food person, basically to take cannabinoid information out. But my God, I just love going to those shows because you get to eat so well. And of course now, it's my diet. That's why I love going to places like the Veg Fest, because I can actually eat. I can go to a show and eat. I find it so difficult going out and about sometimes, finding food. But I just live on fruit, really, if I go out now. Yeah. So have you seen, is there much uptake in raw food?
Massive uptake. Yeah, massive. And I think it's going more and more because people are realising that they're feeling not good enough and they know that their diet isn't good. The food that they're eating isn't good and they're trying to search desperately to make themselves feel better. So the more and more people hear about raw food, they're like, oh yeah, that feels really good, and I've heard lots of really good things about it. I've heard that it can be really healing. People are like really desperately needing information. And there is a lot of nutritional information out there, which can be very confusing at times. So I think people desperately need to find. I mean, raw food is pretty simple because it's all really good. There's a lot of nutritional information out there that isn't quite so good, and people trying to have like fake supplements and things that claim to be natural when they aren't. And yeah, just lots of kind of conflicting information. But with raw food, it's relatively simple. Basically, it's raw, natural, simple food that makes you feel better, making it taste good, because obviously you don't want to just live on carrots and salad, which is pretty boring. You can make it really interesting. And also the other added benefits of thinking, like, cannabis, cannabinoids, extra herbs, the herbals, all the other healing things are really amazing as well.
Absolutely. Especially, I've always been promoting, I've known about hemp seed nutrition since day dot. Yeah. And I've really pushed that, how important the hemp seed nutrition. It's just such an easy form, and it's so complete. For somebody who's a bit lazy like myself, to go and make a hemp milk smoothie or just eat hemp seeds and stuff, it really is a powerhouse of food. a powerhouse of energy.
Yeah, I'm an athlete, and I get a lot of questions from other athletes as well about protein. And the first thing I say is all the time, all you need is hemp. Just have tons and tons of hemp.
I'll say that again, it's music to my ears.
And I notice the difference. I have it every day, and I notice if I don't have it, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is sort of pretty much that. I mean, I know it's a government thing, but that one of your 5 a day is certainly for me one of your 6 a day, if not 7 a day. It's just, if you build food around hemp seed nutrition, you are assured that you've got the complete amount of vitamins, minerals, proteins. Even if you do it with the shell, you've got the fibres, and then of course you've got the omega-3, 6 and 9, which again, so many people are devoid of this omega-3 is incredible.
Especially with the the low fat and the low sugar kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to supermarkets very often, but sometimes I'll pop in just to have a look. I always joke that if I got locked in the supermarket, I'd end up starving to death. You laugh, but you know I'm serious, don't you? Really, after we've eaten all the fruit, we're pretty much what's left to eat? Nothing. Oh my God.
Even the fruit and veg is pretty terrible. I quite often have a big strop when I go into a supermarket, which isn't very often, because there's nothing to eat. There's no organic food, and even if there is organic, it's like rubbish quality, or if it's made by the supermarkets, it's quite often genetically modified to death anyway. It's like, where's the real food?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. When you get to the checkout and you see these people with trolleys piled high, and I look at those trolleys and I think, oh my God, there's no food in there. They just spent like £150 on air and sugar and chemicals, and there's nothing in there. And then, and I don't mean to be rude, but then you look at the person that's pushing that particular trolley.
They look ill.
They are ill, don't they look ill? They are ill, poor things. They're normally sort of very bad complexion. I also find them quite hard to communicate with. Yeah, they sort of almost speak another language. Yeah. And then, of course, again, the modern Western diet is such a percentage of them are really, really now medically obese.
Massively. I was at a festival recently, and there's so many obese adults as well, but lots of obese children, like really young, like 4 or 5. It's really scary.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. That is a time bomb, isn't it? Because training the children to eat that way, when it does come time to change them over, they're almost hardwired.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then dying 20 years before their parents, who are dying like in their 40s from cancer, they're going to be dying in their 20s, aren't they, from diabetes?
Oh, I know. And combine that with all the other stuff, the water and the chemtrails, the vaccinate, they really don't stand much of a chance, do they? And I'll tell you what scares me, is these energy drinks.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's right. How they've got away with putting those on the shelf where the general public can get. And I mean, my town, Hastings, the kids seem to be drinking them constantly, bless them.
Scary.
They're dangerous.
Well, several people have already died just from drinking them.
Have they really? Oh, it doesn't surprise me. I don't watch a lot of these movies, but yeah, that's like, I mean, if I was king, I'd ban them first thing tomorrow. That'd be the first thing on the top of the list. Get them drugs off the shelf, you know what I mean? They're like crafty, aren't they? The food industry and the drinks industry really has got an awful lot to answer for.
And they have the cheek to try and moan about cannabis.
Yeah, isn't it just? It's like you can go and buy heroin down your local chemist in one form or another. I think they even you can get adverts for codeine or something, one of these pills that they do. And there's an advert on the telly. In fact, at Christmas it made me die. One of the really strong ones, it was the 2-for-1 at Christmas. That's terrible. Yeah, how they get away with it. People just don't know, do they? They're so brainwashed. Bless them.
I think if you look at, I don't look at the media very often, but I sometimes look at like newspapers and adverts on TV very occasionally. And it's like, no wonder people say brainwashed if this is the information that they're getting all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all that sugar and aspartame and God knows what else and GABA and all these steroids and things I think it just fogs the brain up.
Yep.
They don't seem to be able to have any common sense at all, really. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. So where are you based?
I'm in London.
Oh, you're London based. Okay, that's not what part.
West London.
West London. I'm ex-South London. I was born and raised in South London, around by the Elephant and Castle.
I've only been in London for 2 years.
Yeah.
I've only been in London for 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, out there for you.
Yeah, I love it.
So I was going through your bio as well. You sort of run quite a lot of workshops and things.
Yeah, I run workshops in London. I also run some in Glastonbury as well. So I'm spending part-time in Glastonbury. And I run more as well. And yeah, just teaching people how to make interesting food, exciting food, teaching people just really simple things. Because actually raw food is really simple. And a lot of people think it's really complicated to eat healthily or just to include a little bit of fresh food into their diet. And so I show people how to make things interesting. And I also do other things as well, like parties, so you can show people that you don't have to go out and get drunk just to have a good time.
Yeah. How people think they're having a good time on alcohol, I don't know. If that's having a good time, I think I'll stop at home. Yeah,
it's great. The party, I'm doing another one this week, and yeah, we have loads of kids there, and we just dance away, and there's loads of green smoothies and raw chocolate, and it's a really amazing time.
Yeah, the raw chocolate stuff. Oh my God, raw chocolate cakes that I've ever eaten that have presented themselves and like, oh my goodness, this is like lush. And of course, then also as well, you get the energy from it.
Yeah.
Unlike sort of like this commercial high street. Well, it's not even chocolate, is it? Is it chocolate?
No, it's just pure sugar.
Yeah, it's just pure shit. Cadbury's your crap. But the thing is, they know it, but they don't care, do they? They just have got a bank balance. I believe as well, somebody was saying that a lot of palm oil in chocolate now.
Loads of them, yeah. And loads of other rubbish as well. So they're trying to make it less, well, they claim it's sugar-free, but they can put with loads of aspartame and sorbitol. Yeah.
Which in itself, aspartame was, well, basically invented by the Nazi Germany.
Yep.
Siemens had something to do with that. It was part of the gas that they use. So what he's doing in modern day, well, what he's doing anyway, full stop, let alone being in the food chain, is beyond any common sense.
All right.
So how do you attract people to your venues and your parties? What news media do you use?
We have a meetup group called the Raw Nature Community.
Yeah.
Quite active on Facebook as well. And every time I meet or go out anywhere, people are so interested because they desperately need it. So yeah, it's just growing all the time.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever met her. I can't think of her name. She was an Irani lady. And I met her around about 1998, 1999. She was a third generation raw food person. And she used to go out foraging. She lived by foraging in London.
F-Fat.
Yes, the lady.
Yeah, I know.
You've got her in one. Yes, and she's just a powerhouse sunshine, really, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And we went out with a few workshops with her, actually foraging around parks, around the Elephant and Castle of all places. And she just picked stuff and then brought it back and turned it into delicious food. But that's what it was. But, you know, to think that you was actually walking past hedgerows and not knowing that there was food in there was a real eye-opener to me.
Best food available.
So you moved off the mic again.
It's the best food available. It's there, it's completely wild, it's organic, as long as it's not too polluted. No, it's great.
Yeah. Well, anything in London I would imagine is polluted. But right, we're going to go to the first break now, okay? And then we come back after about 3 or 4 minutes. While we're playing the music, we can talk amongst ourselves. Yeah. Excellent.
premier physician's clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
I don't know about you, but when I cultivate my clones, I want to give each and every one the best chance to grow into a mature, healthy plant. But after a few cloning cycles, I experienced decreased root density, slimy stems, or even worse, no roots at all. Growers know that reusing cloning collars results in failed clones. And cleaning cloning collars between grow cycles requires extra work and decreases root density. That's why I use permaclone. Permaclone collars have been engineered to prevent failed clones by providing heat-sterilizable collars which fit easy clone, turbo clone, or power cloner systems. Permaclone collars can be dry heat sterilized, pressure cooked, or autoclaved to completely kill all bacteria and fungi without harsh chemicals. Start cloning with confidence today and visit us at permaclone.com. Put in the code T for hemp with your order and receive a 10% discount on your purchase.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Have you ever had a problem with overcooking your cannabis oil? You probably wanted to rip your hair out when you burned off all the THC, right? I even cried one time when my brownies failed to make a good impression at the party. Well, I stopped crying when I found Magical Butter. Magical Butter is a device with a microprocessor-controlled program sequencer. It was designed by a scientist and a chemist to precisely extract the benefits of various herbs. Magical Butter easily makes botanical butter, oils, tinctures, lotions, sauces, and more. Magical Butter heats your oil and your herbs at the perfect temperature every time. Check us out at magicalbutter.com because it's magical. Okay, there's a lot of science and chemistry involved, but it sure works like magic.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
It certainly is time for hemp all around the world because we've been waiting too long and we're not putting up with all these shenanigans. The weed is free. And all these backdoor policies that they keep putting in place, like not being able to go banking, or what was the latest one in Florida? Oh yeah, you can grow the thing in Florida quite shortly, as long as you've got facilities to grow 500,000 plants and you've got a 30-year CV of growing. Oh yeah, right. They're going to be queuing up for that job, aren't they? Yeah, I've been growing pot for 30 years. Got a full CV. Yeah, I got it from the Pot University. Right, mate. Stupid. They just don't seem to be how to know how to let go, do they? So, right, back on the raw food again. What's your favourite recipe? What's your recipe for the day? What are you having for tea, shall we say?
I don't know, probably seaweed, actually. I love seaweed. I eat seaweed every day.
That's interesting because do you know Sky?
Yes.
Yeah, you know Sky. Kenny Beautiful was giving a talk down there about raw food nutrition and to do with children. But Kenny, as per usual, he doesn't understand time, I don't think. I don't understand time, but he doesn't understand Gregorian time. And he was a bit late, so Sky jumped up on the mic to talk. And he was talking about seaweed and about the different types and how the raw and the dried and stuff like that was so very different. Can you add to that at all?
I think it's really good. I mean, obviously, having the fresh seaweed is better. Sometimes it's tricky getting the dried stuff, but it depends which company you get it from. So I always make sure I get it from raw companies that I know when it's raw, hasn't been cooked or processed too much. But it's just so full of nutrients, especially iodine, which is really missing in our diet a lot. It used to be really rich in our soil, but now our soil is really depleted, so we're missing out a lot of iodine. And I think that also really plays a part in the obesity epidemic as well. People are really iodine deficient. It makes a big difference. So I feel a difference as well. That having hemp every day makes me feel like I'm getting all of my oils, but the iodine also makes a difference as well.
Actually, iodine is present in hemp seed.
I've heard that. It's
not by any great amount, but do you ever sprout the hemp seed?
Not yet. I'm going to
try sprouting it. It's a little bit difficult. It's a bit tricky to sprout because of the nature of hemp. Yeah, it's quite an intelligent. So it sort of sprouts some now. And it's some a bit later and some a bit later after that. And I think he does that because he thinks it's out in the field and he doesn't want to all come up at once in case there's a big storm or a frost or something. He sort of staggers his germination rates. But once it sprouts, oh my God, I think it's the magnesium goes from 137 milligrams per 100 grams up to 1,370. It just goes off the scale. Yeah. But certainly I know iodine is present in it, as I say, not in any great amounts, but it's certainly in there. But again, as you pointed out, if it's not in the soil, the plant can't manufacture it. It has to be in that soil, and the soil depletion through this Roundup and these other phosphates that they've been there actually so deplete the soil of any mineralisation. So again, you can grow food in it, even if you don't use chemicals. If there's no minerals in it, your food will be mineral deficient, which is a bit pointless eating it. You think so?
Waste of time and money and energy.
Yeah, pretty much so. Looks like a banana, smells like a banana, tastes like a banana, but ain't got no banana bits in it. That's terrible. So back on the seaweed again. Is it all types of seaweed you can eat?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah?
I haven't heard of a seaweed that you can't eat, so I presume so.
Yeah, I would have thought so too, yeah. I mean, we have seaweed. I live in Hastings, so we do get seaweed down here. But I don't think I'd be eating that one because it's the Channel.
Yeah, it's a bit...
And the Channel is notoriously filthy.
I think Icelandic's is the best.
Oh, well, Iceland. We do a show from Iceland. Very nice people, the Icelandics. Yeah, because Iceland is still one of the only pure water sources, and they've still got a little bit of clean water left up there, haven't they? Due to being how far north they are. But yeah, I don't fancy the seaweed from. But we get another thing like seaweed, which is unique. It's like a sea grass. You ever come across that?
Not to eat. No.
Yeah, it's fancy. It's pretty much a Hastings delicacy. And I've never really seen it because it doesn't travel. It really is. It's out of the sea in the morning, onto the fishmonger's ice, and really by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, what they haven't sold, they throw back in the sea again because it's just one of those things that only lasts for a few hours. So you won't see it in restaurants in London, or if you do, it would be dried or something. But we get it fresh down there. An amazing plant, and you can just taste the goodness in it. Yeah. Very, very green, very, very light green. Yeah.
Do a seagrass day in Hastings when people come down and eat the seagrass.
Yeah. Pretty much all the local restaurants serve it up with their fish because it just gives it that extra, it's sort of the extra bit that you don't get nowhere else. And of course, they charge the tourists a fortune for it, as they do. So, what would you eat with the seaweed?
Tomato sauce, like a bolognese sauce.
Yeah. Would you make that?
Yeah, it's really easy. Just blend together fresh tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, a few olives, some fresh herbs, a bit of lemon juice, a couple of dates and water, and you have instant bolognese sauce.
How about salt?
Sometimes I use salt.
Yeah, I like pink salt. I like that pink. I found that one of the things when I was curing and healing, that the pink salt really, again, accelerated something. Fresh Himalayan.
Sun-dried tomatoes and your olives are normally quite salty anyway. So
yeah. Of course, as well, do you find it's a lot cheaper, isn't it, to eat? I find the cost of food, for the one, I don't eat a lot anyway. I just find what I eat fills me up. But I don't spend very much at all on shopping. I go down to the farmer's market, get a box scheme from Abel and Cole and Abel. Yeah?
Abel and Cole, I think it's called.
That's the one. I get a box scheme off of them about once a fortnight, and that pretty much does me. Yeah. Lots of raw bananas, lots of raw coconut, lots and lots of hemp seed. So where's your next show?
The next one, I've got a party this weekend on Saturday, and the next bigger one is going to be Raw Fest, which is a 4-day raw food festival in East Sussex in July.
Oh yes, that's right. You're coming down our way, aren't you? That's it. I remember you telling me that when I met you at the show, because I believe you spoke before I did, didn't you?
Yes.
I think that you done a lecture, you done a talk at Bristol.
Yeah, I did.
You did, and I think that's you. I done the talk after your talk, and I remember you saying you're coming down to East Sussex. It would be nice. I want to come to that. When is that, by the way?
17th to 21st of July.
Marvellous. Well, keep us informed of that, and we'll publicise that, because there's quite a few people in Hastings that understand about the benefits of good quality food. In fact, we had the distinction of having Trinity Foods in Hastings, and apparently they were the first ever whole food shop in the UK.
Infinity Foods, yeah, I think I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. Great bunch of people down there, yeah. They've just been doing it for so long. It's fantastic, and a wonderful shop they've got. It's all eco paint, and the whole shop runs off of solar panels now, on solar light. They're off the grid. Yeah. It's, they walk their talk. Yeah, the whole shop was built from the old shop was just at it. Yeah, and somebody pointed out to them, like time for a refit. And of course, when they've done a refit, they used reclaimed wood and a lot of seawood that they got from the Gurnings and that came in. And then they've done all the eco paints, and then they've wired it up that they get enough sunlight off of the solar panels on the roof. Which is great. So it is an eco shop as well. Yeah. Which is interesting, which is nice, I think. If you're selling good quality food, keep it in a nice place.
Well, it's not just about the food, it's about everything else, isn't it? The impact of the food.
It is. It's all part and parcel of it, isn't it? It's no good having good quality food if you're stored in a toxic environment, which a lot of modern day paints are, by the way. Yeah. Extremely dangerous things, and but it just feels nice. It feels right. It's sort of, you go in there, it's sort of shop you want to spend time in. Just run in there and buy a packet of something and run out. Yeah. So with the festival coming up in East Sussex, how do we can tap into that? Does you have a website?
Yeah, the website is rawfestuk.com.
Yeah. And you've still got tickets available?
There's a weekend camping ticket, so we can have for the day. We have over 30 expert speakers and over 40 people giving workshops over the whole weekend. We have live music, loads of kids things. Kids can come for free.
What's that in East Sussex?
It's going to be just outside Lewes.
Oh yes, yeah. Again, Lewes is a good town. Do you know it at all? Lewes is it was one of the first transitory towns. And they're quite rebellious down at Lewes. They sort of like living off the grid, and raw food and natural things is sort of the way of Lewes. So, have you sold many tickets yet?
Yeah, it's really popular. Yeah, it's really last year. I reckon we'll get 500 people this year.
Wow, that I think is an awful lot of people. Considering the subject matter, I think a few years back, you might have been hard pushed to get 50 at one of those, and now you're getting numbers of 500. So it really is happening, isn't it?
People are so desperately need the information. You know, we have so many expert speakers, and people just come for the weekend. But it's really a life-changing experience. And to be around so many people who support you as well. I think people find it quite isolating sometimes to try and do the healthy thing on their own. There's a lot of peer pressure to kind of, you're eating like a rabbit, and just going vegetarian can be quite difficult sometimes, let alone going healthy or going more raw. So to be around so many people, it's a really supportive community of people. It's amazing. Yeah,
it makes you feel like you're not alone, because that is quite a difficult one, isn't it? Especially if your family are still eating the flesh and chemical foods. When you change over, they almost like, you got to have some meat, or no, you got to eat that. No, it's good for you. No, it's not good for me.
Or if they're like, no, listen to what the doctor says, take the chemicals.
Yeah, something like that. I must admit, when I was quite ill, I really couldn't eat much at all, and sort of my old lifestyle was still with me, and we were getting invited out to dinner parties and stuff like that, and I felt really, one when you don't feel too good anyway, you feel a bit out there, and then when you have to have, they make, your special diet. No, it's not a special diet, that's just what I eat. There's nothing special about it. That's my food. Well, why don't you have a nice piece of lamb? No, I didn't eat lamb anyway. I haven't eaten lamb for you. No, I don't want it. A bit of it. Oh my God. And they go on and on and on. Until in the end, you don't want to go out anymore because you just know you get grief.
Yeah, I get my family always say things like, so you're eating real food now?
Yeah, real food.
So you have the cheek to say what I eat isn't real food.
Yeah, made in the factory. Goes in one end, comes out the other. Looks like food, smells like food, but it's not food. Yeah. So how about hemp oil? Do you use any hemp oil in your cooking?
I use oil, but I use...
No, sorry. Wrong word, but I use that word cooking. Sorry. I do apologise.
I use hemp seeds. And I'm going to get sprouted as well to use the hemp leaves as well.
Yeah, do try that. It's quite a pokey little mix, and the nice thing with them too, when they have sprouted, if you put them in your blender, and then add some filtered water to them, and then add a bit of fruit of the day, maybe an organic banana. Or I was at the farmers market today. Some of our local farm's not organic, but it's not chemical, and it's been in the family for a long time, so it's not demineralised soil either. So, for want of a better word, I got the first of our county's English strawberries today. Oh, they were lush. They really were. I don't bother buying strawberries from the supermarket. They don't taste of anything. But yeah, fresh strawberries from up the road, up the farm, they're something to be enjoyed. I do love this time of the year because all these new things, all these fresh things are all starting to appear at the farmers market, all locally grown, which is fabulous. Yeah, we're an asparagus county as well. We have very interesting asparagus down here, but that's just come to its end already. It only lasts for about 3 weeks down here. And then we're back on the imported stuff, which again I don't bother with. Yeah. So how do you go about getting food in London? Is it quite easy now up in West London to get good quality food?
I think London's actually easier than other places. Obviously, being in Bristol last weekend for the Veg Fest, I found that actually much harder. Being in London, there's lots of raw food cafes and juice bars and Planet Organic, Whole Foods, so it's actually pretty easy in London. There's quite a lot of organic farmers markets as well. So unless you're stuck and I have to go to a supermarket, it's actually quite easy. When you go out of London, that does become a little bit more tricky.
Yeah. I've always found Brighton quite good for that. Brighton has a good selection of real food shops and real restaurants. But I always thought Bristol was quite good actually for that. I didn't realise that it wasn't.
Apparently there isn't any veggie or raw cafes, are there, at all?
Really? Yeah. Obviously not the market for them, which is a shame. Because again, that's the other thing. I remember there was one opened up at Streatham in London. Many, most probably one of the first raw food restaurants I'd ever been in the UK. And a lovely place, but they just couldn't survive because there just wasn't enough interest on a day-to-day basis of having a raw food cafe. Yeah. But I'm just pleased to hear that there's plenty more opening up now, up around that way. So we're going to take another break. Excellent. Word us in, please, Casper, when you're ready.
Had a problem with overcooking your cannabis oil? You probably wanted to rip your hair out when you burned off all the THC, right? I even cried one time when my brownies failed to make a good impression at the party. Well, I stopped crying when I found Magical Butter. Magical Butter is a device with a microprocessor-controlled program sequencer. It was designed by a scientist and a chemist to precisely extract the benefits of various herbs. Magical Butter easily makes botanical butter, oils, tinctures, lotions, sauces, and more. Magical Butter heats your oil and your herbs at the perfect temperature every time. Check us out at magicalbutter.com because it's magical. Okay, there's a lot of science and chemistry involved, but it sure works like magic.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP cardholder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor. So come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
I don't know about you, but when I cultivate my clones, I want to give each and every one the best chance to grow into a mature, healthy plant. But after a few cloning cycles, I experienced decreased root density, slimy stems, or even worse, no roots at all. Growers know that reusing cloning collars results in failed clones. And cleaning cloning collars between grow cycles requires extra work and decreases root density. That's why I use PermaClone. PermaClone collars have been engineered to prevent failed clones by providing heat sterilizable collars which fit easy clone, turbo clone, or power cloner systems. PermaClone collars can be dry heat sterilized, pressure cooked, or autoclaved to completely kill all bacteria and fungi without harsh chemicals. Start cloning with confidence today and visit us at permaclone.com. Put in the code T for hemp with your order and receive a 10% discount on your purchase.
Headshot Canada. Based in Saskatchewan, Canada, it is shaking up the medical cannabis industry. Headshot Canada helps Canadian citizens in getting a medical marijuana license. They do this by filling out the paperwork. They also help explain your needs to your doctor and also help find the right strain for your condition. For this service, Headshot Canada charges a nominal fee of $100 and your participation in a research and development study to test the effectiveness of different cannabis strains on various medical conditions. Owner and founding farmer Tim Selinsky wants every Canadian to know that you have the universal right to a marijuana license. Unlike Compassion Clubs, Headshot Canada's goal is to get the right strain of cannabis for the ailment at a fair flat rate price for the patient no matter the strain. Headshot Canada offers 57 strains of cannabis grown at family-owned farms in Saskatchewan as opposed to Canadian federal government's one strain of irradiated garbage grown in a lab. Go to headshopcanada.com.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
I love it.
Hello! It's time for hemp. We love time for hemp. And by the way, go and put some money in the donations charity thing for Casper. We need some rent money. And you don't never give us any donations. What do you like? You're listening to all this wonderful information we give you. Go to the front page, time for hemp. Big button says donate. Drop $1. 10, 20, 100, million, 10 million. And if you're a billionaire, give us $1 billion. Don't mean nothing to you. If we can get on with it then. And I'd like to give a big shout out to the Hemp Works charity, uk.org, who will be doing a wonderful talk this weekend in Hastings at the Rooms. And I do believe we got Clark French coming down, and we got Kieran coming down from Bournemouth. Clark's MS, and he's been on quite a few TVs and radio. He's a bit of a celeb out there at the moment, and a very nice young man he is, and he knows what he's talking about because he used it as medicine. And Kieran, also, he's been on the show last week, a delightful young man, very heartfelt, and again, where this medicine is concerned for his particular problem, which I believe was an epilepsy. So you're going to have three of us, plus Bav, who's he's got the hearing problem, you know, where he hears all just horrible noise in them all the time. So you're going to have four very interesting people. Any of you in the Hastings area, come down. It's free, and it's Saturday afternoon. So turn up. I don't mind if it's just one of you. As long as one of you turn up and get the information, that's fine. But the more the merrier, because the more people who learn about that cannabis is a cure for many, many. In fact, it's not a cure. I'm going with Bob Melameda, that we have an endocannabinoid system. Therefore, if you don't put the cannabinoid into it, you are cannabinoid deficient, and therefore you can't function properly. So this is why it cures so many diseases so quickly. It's a deficiency rather than an illness. Yeah, and Bob Melameda knows what he's talking about. Because he's clever, very clever, extremely clever, and a very nice man, I hasten to add. So here we are, lovely. We're back up in West London again now, and we've got this lovely lady who is the raw food expert. So what else? We're walking. Come on, tell me something. I'm a complete novice about raw food. Yeah. And I know I listened to your talk the other day, which I found very good, by the way. I came in early. And I sat and listened to your talk for about half an hour, and it went very, very quickly. I found it very informative.
What would you like to know?
Anything. I know nothing. I know nothing. What's your? What is your? Come on, condense it down. We've got about 9 minutes left. Yeah, it's your time. Talk about any shows you want to promote. Any big shout-outs to good friends that have helped you along the way? Any good recipes? Any advice for people that want to change over? You take the floor.
I think the biggest advice is to start eliminating the rubbish foods out of your diet first. So things like, obviously, bread, white sugar, white refined grains, dairy, most meat. Those are the things that really are really toxic to your body. And then start introducing slowly things. The simplest thing to do is just have a smoothie every day. And so
what is a smoothie? There you go. What would you? Take us through the steps of making a morning smoothie.
My morning smoothies normally consist of oranges, lots of greens, cucumber, ginger. I put in green powders like chlorella. I also have juices as well. But that's kind of like quite advanced to begin with. You can just easily make a fruit smoothie like mango and blueberries are really nice. You can put bananas, you can put apples. Just really make really simple smoothies.
So that fruit one, right, I've jumped out of bed. It's 6:30 in the morning. I work in the city. I was out late last night. Yeah. And I'm not going to hit the coffee and, dare I say, the cigarettes like one might have a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not going to eat none of me Wheaties or all them rubbish packet foods. I'm going to make a smoothie. What is the best smoothie I can have for a morning one?
Hemp milk.
Oh, I always go for hemp milk. That's part and parcel. Yeah. So hemp milk.
Yeah, oranges.
How many?
I normally put 1. You can put 2 in if you want.
1 orange.
Yeah, a handful of spinach or kale or some sort of greens. And it doesn't taste green. It might look green, but it won't taste green.
Oh, I must admit, I do love orange and spinach juice. I drunk gallons of that in Goa in India. It's my favourite juice. So we've got an orange, we've got hemp milk, an orange, some spinach.
A little
What else
bit
you gonna put in there?
ginger. A little cube of ginger.
Ginger, what, a piece about the size of your thumb? How big?
Yeah. I put loads because I love it, but yeah, just a small size.
Yeah. Is that it? We're going to press the button now?
Yeah, that's easy. You can put it in
Here we go. And we'll whiz it round for what, a minute, 2 minutes?
30 seconds is long enough. So 30 seconds.
30 seconds? You got a good juicer. I'm afraid I live with the old Robert Dyer's one. You get them for about £12. They got a year's guarantee on them. I burn them out after about 3 months. They can take it back and give me a new one. In my real world, I'm going to have one of those. Is it the Vitamix? Oh my god! I look at those as those other people look at Rolls Royces or sports cars. They're fantastic. Yeah, but again, any blender does it, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be the super duper top of the range.
The Nutrifillet is quite a famous one at the moment. It's very handy. It's very good.
Yeah, one I like as well. I've got the TriStar manual.
Oh, I've had one, yes.
Oh my god, that's been with me now for about 3 years. I use it every day. I took it to India with me. It's been beaten up. I'll never travel without it because that is my food processing machine. And if anybody wants to buy a cheap juicer that it really does extract extremely well, it's very hard wearing and really does the job. And of course, you're not dependent on power because it's a hand one. TriStar. TriStar hand blender. Fantastic. So how much of that milk do we, or the juice, how much of that, what is that now? Well, we've got about half a litre?
Yeah, as well.
About half a litre. So we drink that down and that will see us really through to at least lunchtime, won't it?
Or
The only thing that I would add to that is a glug of hemp seed oil.
How much do you use now?
I glug, whatever a glug may be. Yeah. I'm unfortunately I'm a bit greedy. I might put about 50 mils to 100 mils in one juice, but I've been drinking hemp seed oil since since whenever. I think for the average person that's a bit too much. You're looking for about 10 mil, 20 mil. It's good. The reason you put it in there because it emulsifies it, and it really does turn it into a smoothie. Because one of the proteins that's present is adestine. And adestine is one of the most studied proteins on the planet. And adestine is what you find in egg whites. That's why they beat egg whites into things to thicken them up. But you don't need the egg, you just need the adestine, and that's present in the hemp seed oil. So that's always good. And how about for lunch? What are we going to do for lunch? And we've had a lovely smoothie for lunch, for breakfast. It's now 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I'm getting hungry. What are we going to do?
Nori wraps are really nice.
Nori wraps.
So you get sheets of seaweed and then you add in sprouts, greens, carrot, pepper, tomatoes, avocado.
Oh, come out of the office and let's find a little perch of green grass somewhere in London, in the city. I'm sure there is one. And sit there and eat my lovely lunch. How fantastic. So with those two things already in place, would you say you've got pretty much the full vitamin mineral content for the day, or are we going to need to top it up a bit more?
I think snacks in between are a good idea. I tend to graze a lot, so instead of having a big meal, I just graze.
Yeah.
Some things in between, like a few nuts, some seeds, another smoothie, some juices. I have fruit if I do more exercise or I'm more active. And yeah, just keep munching. The best thing to do.
Keep munching, yes, graze away.
Yeah.
I notice that small children do that as well. When I've got kids around, I often like heat some hemp seed up in a skillet with a bit of sea salt and then add some fruit I just leave the bowl out, and you see the kids, they're grazing on it all the time. Just keep going handful, which is fantastic. So believe it or not, we've done the hour. It's gone. It goes so quickly. So all I can say is a big thank you for coming on out and sharing this information with us. I do hope to see you down in my county. Is it next month? Sorry, next month? I lose track of time.
It's almost June now, isn't it? So middle of July.
Yeah. So hope to see you down there. Keep in touch with us. And as I say, I want to direct some patients at a time towards you so you can sort out the diet side of their healing process, if that's okay. A lovely big shout out to Casper, as always, for letting us on air. A massive great shout out to all of them listening in around the world, because we are a hemp nation. And we're still not out of the woods yet. There's still more work to be done. We're all going on about legalisation, but don't give up yet, all right? It's not over. The fat lady hasn't quite sung. And it seems to be the powers of be, whatever they are playing some very dirty tricks at the moment, because that's what they're very fond of. They're not going to give this plant up as easy as we think they are, and through backdoor policies that seem to be happening here, there, and everywhere. So stay alert. Don't fall for the shenanigans. It's called Free the Weed. Yeah. Okay. So I'll bid you all. I'm going back up the hill to watch the sunset because it's a lovely day in Hastings. So I'll bid you all a farewell. Good night from me. Good night from you.
Cannabis, cannabis, we say the very cannabis.